Yo, people, what's going on? This Eagle Talks Football, and today we got you guys a very, very mixed feeling show for me. Because Arsenal dropped points once again. Manchester City are unstoppable. These guys just keep coming for us. We got Chelsea representatives in the house hiding their face because they know their club is in 11th and they're in the mud. And you got Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea fans hiding their face. Liverpool haven't played a game yet, so you don't know where to go with them. You can't give them too much smoke because they haven't played yet. But at the same time, they can give all the smoke because a bunch of teams drop points this weekend. And then you got Newcastle fans loving life, Newcastle fans, because before this weekend they were winning all their games, but they also lost in a disgusting fashion to Aston Villa and Unai Emery's team. My man Mustafa called it. And Manchester United just keep on rolling. They're now third in the league, solidified top four, and it just seems like it is what it is. And we'll figure out. We're gonna have to talk about it. But big up Kabuti in the house for becoming a channel member. You guys can become channel members if you guys want to. It's only £1 to become a channel member. I'll put the link in the chat to become a member right there if you guys want to become a member. And also make sure you do hit that like button. We got 20 people already rolling in. Big up to everyone rolling in right now. Let's get the show going. And what topic do you guys want to start with? You want to talk about City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs? Who is it? We're gonna find out. Let me know in the comment section who you want to talk about. But we got Ram in the house representing Liverpool. We got Qasim in the house representing Chelsea. As you can see the pillow behind him. We got Mustafa in the house representing Manchester United. And the guy hiding his face is Alan. Bro, you couldn't find a balaclava or something? Something
Not criminal.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I don't hide.
Anyways, Alan's in the house. He's not hiding. Tottenham seems like top four is almost wrapped for them. They could still get it, but it is a mess. And the Tottenham fan base, I see you guys just getting at each other rather than talking about the team. It's kind of funny. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let's get into it, people. Let me know what team you want to talk about first, and how's everyone doing? Welcome, people. How's everyone doing today?
Good. I mean, I can speak for myself. I'm
Staff's
good.
good, of course. Man United won.
I'm good. I don't know about everyone else.
Qasim, what about you? How you feeling?
No comment.
Huh?
No comment.
No comment? Ram, what you said?
I mean, we haven't played yet, so I don't know what to think. But yeah, five out of the top six have all failed to win this week. That's poor, man. That is a poor showing from everybody. Sorry, that's not even true. It's four. I forgot about City.
Only us in City.
Four out of the top six failed to beat their opponent. So it's a poor showing from everybody, man. Poor. What is this? What's going on, man?
It is what it is. Yo, people in the chat, let me know what you guys think we should start with. Some people saying Chelsea, some people saying Arsenal. Start voting in the poll. We're gonna get started in about 5 minutes. Qasim, how you feeling, bro? Your team continues to lose. Your players are in the mud. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea, but just how you feeling about this weekend, man?
Yeah, not feeling great, man. First of all, I really feel sorry for Chelsea fan. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially the people going to the stadium. I said it before, and Frank Lampard was on the right appointment, and now he's he's not even manager bounce, bro. I mean, Hodgson for Palace done it. Who's else done it? New managers, bro, except us. I don't think Frank Lampard the right guy. But right now, go Real Madrid. 2-0. It doesn't look. I mean, 10 men from 68 minutes. I thought we were going to get hammered 4. I'm not going to lie to you. But 2-0 in paper doesn't look that bad. But can we come back? I doubt it. But looks like the season is over now. So it's all about getting new manager now and just get back together, man. That's what it's all about now.
You know what? Before we get into the main course, let's just get Chelsea over the way with. Everyone agree Chelsea season's over, sitting 11th. They're not going to get Europe. They're not going to win the Champions League. They're not going to win any trophies. What do they do for the rest of the season? Because this team is just terrible.
Avoid relegation.
Back Super Frank, man. Back Super Frank.
Avoid relegation. That should be a serious conversation with the way that they're playing and the amount of games left.
Nah, I think it was done enough about the relegation. You're probably right. If we crowd 33, 34, 39 points, I think you need to look at third from bottom and second from bottom. I think it's 12-point gap. Yeah, I think we've just done enough to be all right. But it's all about the new manager, the owner, not interfering, about recruitment. I wanted a new manager coming early, so you have that time before the preseason. But it's not the case, so I'm not going to dwell about it now. So
Listen, you have 4 tough games, including 3 away from home. You got to go away to Newcastle. You got to
Yeah.
go away to us, Man United.
Yeah.
And who was the third one? Did I have to go away to City?
and Arsenal.
Arsenal? Did I say Arsenal? Yeah, there you go. I just named 3 big teams that you have to go away to. And I could swear there was one more, but that one you guys are at home, maybe Spurs or something.
Oh no, we beat them already. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we've got Nottingham Forest and we've got Bournemouth.
That's a big game. Relegation.
I mean, yeah, that's your competitor right now. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with anything you say.
and I'm not even trying to take a dig at you. These are serious games with the way that you guys are playing right now. I just named you 3 games that the guys are not going to win. Those are 9 points that you're not going to touch. So you are up 12 points right now, but realistically, you're going to be like, 6 points off relegation? This is a serious conversation. Sooner or later, when you guys are closer there, you're going to have a serious convo on if Lampard should even be the coach until the manager until game week 38. It's not looking good.
Let's just take. I'm not even trying to deflect off my result or anything like that, but Chelsea this season are the worst team out of any team that we've seen in the top 6. They are the worst, not worse than Liverpool. They're worse than Liverpool. They're worse than every one of us. But this has the case to say this is the worst top 6 side I've seen in my lifetime out of us. Maybe not our lifetime, but recent years. I have not seen Arsenal's banter era be as bad as this Chelsea. I have not seen Liverpool's Roy Hodgson be as bad as this team. I have not seen Manchester United under Oli, Manchester United under everybody.
No, he's right.
As a team. None of our teams in the original top 6 have ever been as bad as this Chelsea team is right now. Let's be real.
Hold on. In his defense, Spurs, a couple of them have been questionable, the Spurs managers and season, so I wouldn't go as far as Spurs.
But understand, Spurs, since you got into the top 6,
I think you guys talking about the original top 4, the top 4 that we grew up on.
Okay.
This is the worst Chelsea
Spurs
that we've
and Man
seen.
City not count? Should we take them out?
Yeah, I mean, when you consider over a decade ago, yeah, but I understand what you mean. I mean, growing up on the traditional top 4 to top 6, I've never seen a worse Chelsea than this one. I thought the Chelsea that finished 10th place, remember when Jose Mourinho when he got fired? Yeah. I thought that was the worst Chelsea we're ever going to see, but this one is way worse.
Yeah, I think this one, it wasn't the worst Chelsea because that was a really champion team. They didn't want to play for Mourinho. They ended up finishing 10th, so they got him out. The following league under Conte, they would go and win the league. It was the same player. It was the same player. I know. This team is different though. That could be the worst squad. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Considering we spent about 600 million, but it goes back from the top, the owner, and after that, appointed Graham Potter. I think that was wrong, and after that, the worst thing he can do ever to get Frank Lampard, and it's proven right. People can have in the chat, Chelsea lads come in the chat and say, "Oh, this guy, he doesn't represent Chelsea because he's always not negative about Chelsea." But listen, everything I'm saying is right. You can't point to Frank Lampard managing Chelsea Football Club, and that's a result. 3 games, you lost. Simple as that. And played against Wolves is a played back 4, and after that, it changed to against Madrid the back 5, back 3, and after that against Brighton, we should have got hammered 5 or 6. He played again back 4. The guy's all over the shop. But I'm gonna be humble today, right? I'm not gonna say much because Chelsea fan getting on me said this guy is very negative. I'm just saying the truth. I'm saying it how it is.
You're spitting facts. You're not being negative. You're spitting facts. 1 second. Let me just get to the super chat. Big up Kabak in the house. My guy. That's my center back right there. He's always in the chat. He's saying big up EGTV. The names changed, but I get what you mean. He's saying the panel, including the man Ram, my boy Joan Fatongan. If you don't know Alan Fatongan, and you guys still haven't made a name for. You call him Mo Salah. Awesome. Shout out Mo Salah as well.
Big up Kabak.
And so, what are we gonna call Mustafa? You gotta find a name for him. You gotta
that'd be nice.
You gotta find a name for staff. Also,
give me something nice.
To be fair, Kabak, you played well yesterday against Bayern. I give you that, man. I give you.
You know what? I need to know. People in the chat, let me know. Is this the worst Chelsea side you guys have seen for near a decade?
But to be fair on Chelsea
side you've seen in a long time.
To be fair on Chelsea, the Liverpool team under Hodgson was arguably worse. It was, but then you could add circumstances. We were fighting administration at the time, so it is
But
what it is.
Rams, you didn't spend 600.
I was about to say, I don't really remember
You
that
didn't
team.
spend 600 million, bro. That is really.
Oh, that
Yeah.
team only had Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres.
See,
That's
there you
it.
go. Like,
You know,
I don't remember 600 million being spent on any team that's below the top 10, let alone the top 6. We're talking about the second side of the table. You're on a different side. We're all on the first side of the table. You guys are on the second one with 600 million spent. That's insane.
that is insane. Alan, what do you got to say about Chelsea? Oh my God.
So I just like
Bless you, man.
I've gone in on a couple of times, and it's just obviously about the Chelsea fans not being humble enough and all that. But let me be honest about how they are doing at the moment. Most of their problems, and they don't like to say that, is to do with like Todd Bowley and how they've been running all that. Let's look at how they've done it. Literally, he's handpicked Potter and got rid of Potter and brought Lampard back in. That's like for the rest of the season. That's like Man United bringing Solskjaer back in. That's like Spurs bringing Ryan Mason back in. That's probably like Liverpool going back to Roy Hodgson days. That's like Arsenal getting in. It's
Brendan
not
Rodgers.
like you guys getting in. I don't know, an Arsenal fan that's never managed. It's just
Bring back Freddie Ljungberg. That would be the right one.
Freddie Ljungberg. Something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. The idea, and the thing is, Todd Bowley has gone from literally, he's the one who's gone. I'll buy this person, that person. None of them were Potter's. If anyone believes any of them signings were Potter signings,
I agree with you.
Potter signings. They were literally Todd Bowley going, "Here you go. Here's the money. I've got the money." So you've handpicked a bunch of players for your manager who didn't work out because you didn't give him the tools to do the job that he wants. You picked the tools you wanted him to do the job with. And now all of a sudden you've gone, okay, he's not going to work out. Rather than trying to sort of prop him out now or whatever, because they've got the money to do it, you go and put Lampard back in, who before he got sacked, I think if I remember right, his last 17 games for Chelsea, he's won 6% of his last 17 games for Chelsea. What kind of delusion does that man? Like I said, Todd Bowley equals Mike Ashley with money. Still a clown, but with money. Simple as. And you're not going to get relegated. But 39 points. I think you just got over the mark with Potter there. Yeah. I think you'll be fine. But yeah, you'll go again. You've got the money, and you'll get probably a top quality manager in, and you'll be trending in the right direction next season. But this season, people saying, Chelsea season's over. Chelsea's season was over 4 months ago. I don't understand why it's like it's over now. It was over 4 months ago.
Chelsea's season was over 4 months ago. Egal's sitting down. Arsenal are the biggest bottle job. We're going to talk about Arsenal, guys. We're going to talk about Arsenal.
Don't worry.
People calling Saka crap. I don't know about that, Stan. Chill with that. People saying, I'm calling in sick tomorrow because my manager is a hammer. I don't know if that was a pun. Or where he was going with that.
Nah, he's a West Ham fan, isn't it?
Yo, Sean, you can call in tomorrow. Not on Sunday nights, man. This is a closed panel. You can call in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll do a call-in show. But yeah, let's get into it. Is there anything else to be said about Chelsea? Because we already know Frank Lampard is not the right guy. He shouldn't really be there. They spent ridiculous money. Their owner, they had a spout. Did you see Todd Bowley got fans yelling at him yesterday?
He was shouting at fans,
I'm surprised it took that long. I thought they would have been yelling at him sooner. But in my opinion, I'm not gonna sit here and say Chelsea are doing anything wrong. This is their system. Todd Bowley bought all these players: Enzo, Mudryk, Fofana, Badiashile, Gattuso, Madueke. All these guys spent all that money, right? Bought the club, made sure he made all these changes, sacked 2 managers, done all this. If you ever seen a club in a transition, this is the definition of a transition.
Let me just add something quickly. If anyone come to you and say it's not Todd Bowley's fault, it's Graham Potter, bro, wake up and smell the coffee, bro. Graham Potter was all the yes man. It's all Todd Bowley. That's it. Anyone said it wasn't Todd Bowley's Graham Potter, you're lucking, bro.
And you know what? To the Chelsea fans who make fun of Roman Abramovich and say his Chelsea was not successful, and this is the reason why you guys are in the trouble you're in. Don't forget what he built for you guys. If it wasn't for Roman Abramovich, Chelsea would not be in the conversation for anything.
But
he brought you
kind of what we said, though, isn't it, Gal? Like, I know people back in the day we used to say it out of flippantly, but we did mean it in a sense. We said once a Roman Abramovich leaves and gets bored, you guys are going to struggle. Because that
Welcome
guy
to
was
reality.
Chelsea FC. That guy dictated every single aspect of your club. You weren't a well-run club. You were literally Abramovich FC. You didn't have any proper director of football that was leading anything in terms of transfers or contract negotiations. You didn't have proper board members within your team. You just had Abramovich and people that represented the club officially.
Chelsea was never a big club until Abramovich bought them in, what was it, 2003. And the thing is, most of the fans are a younger generation.
Now you're stretching it, guys. Just
No,
take it
I'm
easy
really,
now.
no,
Right?
I'm really
I'm a
not. I'll tell you something.
A big club.
What-
A big club. Like
When you talk about,
yeah, like United and Liverpool, I agree with that.
yeah, you were
It
never
wasn't
on that. Yeah, you were never in that conversation until Abramovich came in and pumped in that Russian oil money in the club, and that's just the reality. The people who thought Abramovich leaving the club, well, not leaving, but selling the club because of the circumstances, we all know what happened, and having to give it up to Todd Bowley, or at the time they didn't even know who was going to come in. There was like a delusional fan base that didn't understand that the biggest success that came to Chelsea was because of that man and what he brought to the club, not just his spending power, because everyone can spend, but the structure of the club was all set successfully because of Roman Abramovich. The biggest chunk of your success since your club existed was during him. So the people who thought, oh, well, I trust Chelsea is going to come back, there was no proof that you were ever successful under a different regime or a different ownership. It's not like you're Liverpool or Man United. Liverpool and Man United, you can always argue, okay, maybe they'll slump for a few years, but they'll come back just because of how big the name of the club is and how the club was structured for years, regardless of who owns the club or not.
now
Chelsea
I'd
fans
say
didn't
Liverpool.
understand that. Was that?
Now I'd say Liverpool because, well, before we had a sort of structure.
Yeah,
where
I
we
agree. I
had
agree with
POS
that.
and everything. But now it's just we tore that down. But that's by the by. We'll get to that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next round. Next round, we got to talk about Arsenal because I feel like this is a boxing round at this point. Every round is just a different round of someone else getting punched up. Round number 2, Arsenal versus West Ham. We're up 2-0, and you guys can call it a bottle job. We bottled it. We bottled a 2-goal lead, and
It
it's
is.
not. There's no question. There's no question about it. Bukayo Saka missed the penalty. You can talk about the penalty miss. There's no excuses on my part. We should have gone into that game. We should have won it. We were up 2-0. We should have held on. We messed up. It's on us, and this is a massive dent in the title hopes. Some people even saying the title race is over. For me, it's not over. It's not over. The title race is not over, but this is obviously a massive dent. And people are saying last week, 1 point gained, not 2 points dropped. This was 2 points dropped. No way of questioning about it. And every single one of you guys in the chat, let me know, is the title race over for Arsenal? And also, number 2, if you're criticizing Bukayo Saka and you're a Manchester United fan, you're a hypocrite. If you're criticizing Bukayo Saka and you're a Chelsea fan, you're a hypocrite. If you're criticizing Bukayo Saka and you're an England fan, you're a hypocrite. If you're criticizing Bukayo Saka and you're an Arsenal fan, you're an idiot. Like, you can criticize the guy. You can criticize the guy for having a bad game, but what people are doing is overboard. Like, if you're saying he's never been good, if you're saying he's shit, if you're saying why is he even taking penalties, if you're making fun of the guy saying he's been bad for a couple games, fair enough. But people are overdoing it. You can criticize. My mistake. Maybe take it back. You can criticize, but don't go to the level of saying the guy's terrible. Get Mikel Arteta out. This team's never going to win anything. Maybe because you're hurt. You're hurt. That's a natural response when people are hurt. But don't come out here and start saying utter nonsense. I'm hearing people saying we should have started Trossard from the beginning. That's hindsight. That's hindsight. People are saying, oh, comparing him to Foden after a game like this. Guess what? Foden gets compared to Bukayo Saka no matter what the performance is. And 90% of the games, he's been better than him. Why all of a sudden this is a big story now? It is what it is. People are going to run with it. Personally, for me, I'm not going to go crazy about anything. Chin up. We go again next week versus Southampton or whenever we play Southampton. This whole thing about, oh, Arsenal's going to bottle it. Arsenal's going to bottle it. You know what? We bottled it today. That's a fact. We can't deny it.
Can I add my 6 pence to this, Igal? Yeah.
Go ahead.
My main No, I said it before. I said it to Dawn on the terrace. You guys bottled it against Liverpool, and you've done the exact same thing. You look against West Ham. But my thing is, why are people having a go at Saka for missing a penalty? Because for me, he's your best penalty taker. It's not like Salah where he just missed a penalty and we don't
Salah
have
missed
any other.
too.
Yeah, Salah
I
missed.
honestly think it's mostly rivals.
The Kasim, the difference between Salah is we have a better penalty taker, Fabinho, who's taken penalties and he has a very good record at taking penalties. Jesus doesn't take a lot of penalties in clutch moments. Fabinho's done it at Monaco when they ended up winning the league. He has that record. I don't understand why people start to say, "Oh, why did he take the penalty?" Why you're saying this because he just missed. That's it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you at the time you didn't call for it to happen.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to respond to this comment. DJN1. If you remember, Odegaard had the ball, and what they do is they protect the ball before and give it to the penalty taker. It's the person who has the ball is not necessarily the actual penalty taker. You guys have seen this before, right? Where the person or captain or somebody in the team comes, collects the ball, holds it, and then gives it to the penalty taker before it's time to take the penalty. If you go back to last week when we faced Liverpool, no, not Liverpool. Who did we play before Liverpool? That Jesus got the brace. I forget who it is, but we played somebody at home.
Fulham? Is it Fulham? No.
Was it Fulham at home? No, it wasn't.
No,
Fulham away.
I'll check
Who
for you.
did we play before?
I
Liverpool?
remember. I know you played Fulham.
Fulham away.
Who did we play before Liverpool? We played somebody at home. It wasn't Crystal Palace. Leeds. We played Leeds. We beat them 4-1. Odegaard protected the ball before he gave the ball to Gabriel Jesus to take the penalty. It wasn't that he took the ball off him. It's that he passed it to him as it's the procedure that they do before a penalty. It's not he took it off him and said, "I want to take the penalty." No. So Jesus don't want it. I didn't notice that. No, it's just the way they do things. It's the way we do things. I'm not even trying to make something up. Go check it yourself. They Odegaard or Jesus or whoever is closest to the ball just protects the ball until it gives it to the actual penalty taker. So the goalkeeper doesn't know and he can't mentally prepare and go back through his notes while he's waiting for the penalty to be taken.
This is what I don't get. It's all hypothetical. People saying, "Oh, the Jesus should have taken it." If Saka scored his penalty, he wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, none of you lot said it before he was taking the penalty. Give it to Jesus.
No.
I guarantee you, no one said it. Probably majority of Liverpool fans before Salah took his penalty told him not to take it because he already missed a clutch penalty the game before against Bournemouth.
Okay.
So it's completely different.
It was a big
Before he takes his penalty, Saka had 100% record. Why now is it that he has to not take it?
That's because let me just address something. That's because he just missed it. It's two things, Gigal. You expect the Arsenal fans is very hurt, very worried, very afraid. They'll be coming out swinging left, right, and center, saying all this, stuff.
You think the pressure is getting to us?
100%. Come on, Igal. 100% now. I mean, no, because the issue is, Igal, and I said it to you. Me and you spoke a while ago, and you know my opinion. You know who I predict?
Yeah, you're predicting us to lose the league. You think Man City's won it a long time ago.
You know that. I didn't say that. I said it a while ago. My point I'm trying to make is, Igal, that's what makes you champion. When you go to Liverpool 2-0 up, you got to say the game out. When you 2-0 up against West Ham, you got to say the game out. And that's what makes you champion. That Arsenal.
Let me just read the super chat. Kabak says, mathematically speaking, Igal, if you draw at the Etihad and win 3 points against the rest, your remaining games, you still win the league.
Yeah, I think Igal, you're still ahead. We're nobody disputing that, Igal. It's just about can you go to the Etihad and get that point? That's what it's all about. The Premier League now, it's all about that game now. City versus Arsenal and Etihad. If Arsenal gone there not winning, just draw and just keep it together, they got a chance.
I don't think they can afford a draw now because since they drew an extra game, is it mathematically possible even if you draw in Etihad?
Yeah. So basically, Man City have a game in hand will go 1 point behind. If they draw, then obviously
true.
Still 1 point behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think can Arsenal. That's what it's all about. Can Arsenal go to Etihad With that, we know what City like as well, bro. I mean, and Etihad especially, they're monster at Etihad. So can you go there and do that? That's a question, isn't it?
I'll
If
tell you
can
that.
do that,
Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
it's one thing I want to highlight before I
No,
give
go.
somebody else a chance,
Yeah.
right? When you went to Anfield and drew 2-2 from 2-0 up, and today same, that shows you the luck of your team is young and very, very good. They're very good football, very great football. That shows you the experience. That comes with the time, bro. Right? When to close game, and when to see the game out. When do you get results when you're not playing well? You don't have to win it beautifully all the time. Sometimes you have to win it ugly. So that's what makes you champion, and that comes with the time. That it requires experience, and that's a young squad, bro. That's a young squad. That's why
I need to ask you people in the comment section and go to Alan in a second. Big up Qasim. I fully agree with you there. It's a young squad, and maybe it's just the pressure is starting to get to us a little bit. But when it comes to that, we need to weather the storm. What made us this good was the youngsters, and at the end of the day, Liverpool, they needed a couple years before they got their title. Maybe it's gonna take us a couple years before we get over the line. But for now, we're still in it. I still believe we're still in it. I'm gonna ask you guys all what you believe, but before I go to Alan, people in the comment section, let me know. Do you think the title race is over for Arsenal, and do you think Man City are gonna go on and just win it now from here? Go ahead, Alan. What are you saying?
So yeah, in regards to Arsenal, in recent weeks, Igal never likes to say this, but I've given Arsenal praise in recent weeks, and I've said that. But from my honest opinion, at this moment in time, you're starting to see the pressure build and get too much room. Now, it's based on that last game with Liverpool. So if you were 2-0 up against Liverpool and you were cruising, and then Xhaka made that mistake of getting the Anfield crowd up and all that, and that's where obviously it started to overwhelm you guys. If that hadn't have happened and you had gone on to beat Liverpool, you would have beaten the thingy today, and for me, you were still favourites for the title. But you basically allowed Liverpool to come back at you, and that's where you started the decline in regards to the fact that you went 2-0 up. As soon as that thing happened with the penalty and all that, Arsenal were completely different. You were completely out of the game. They were bullying you. They were doing everything that Arsenal haven't had happen to them this season happened in that game. This is me being honest. And I'm sure you guys will cook me about Spurs. I'm all over for it. And basically it's happened. There's absolutely no way on this earth that this Arsenal team now, that performance against West Ham happened earlier on in the season. Also, every time you've dropped points or lost a game or drawn this season, you've then bounced back with a great performance, and you've gone on to win 4 or 5 in a row and distanced yourself and put the pressure back on City. That didn't happen today. This is the first time that I saw, like I said this against Liverpool, but I saw it even more today, where you had players question themselves. Odegaard misplacing passes, passing it out for throw-ins. You saw Gabriel all at sea. Literally, it was one of them games where you were like, this smells of Arsenal, the insecurities of the end of last season creeping back in. So basically, Man City, I also said this last week, Man City, the last time this happened with Everton, they failed to pick up points against, they picked up 1 point against Forest, which they should have got 3, and they messed up themselves. But Man City look to be a team in different form at the moment. They look to be literally at their top in regards to what they can produce, and like when it gets to the business end of the season under Pep, you know exactly what they are capable of. And it looks like the weight of that pressure is starting to come on to Arsenal, and not just the players, on Arteta as well. You could have said, okay, you bring Trossard on, you take Gabriel, you bring Trossard on, but you have nobody in that middle role when you need a goal. And literally only takes for the last minute or two where you bring a Nketiah on to actually try and flood the box when you need people in the box to get that goal, to get that winning goal. And it was like, you're trying to continue playing the system and you didn't change to adapt to the way because towards the last bit, West Ham sat in and was like, okay, we'll take the point. You should have taken that and gone, we'll flood the box. We'll be all under all sorts of pressure. And it never really happened. So unless you resolve that and Man City fall off, it looks like the tide is turning, but you never know. Man City could do what Man City have never done before and decide to bottle it themselves. But yeah, the pressure is on Arsenal and the cracks are starting to appear.
The pressure is whatever. It is what it is. That's the reality. All we can do is try to alleviate the pressure by winning. But is Saliba the problem? Is it the fact that out of every single player that has ever gotten injured this whole season, Partey getting injured, everyone getting injured, Odegaard missing a game, is Saliba being injured for this long and having to play Rob Holding the problem?
No, you didn't lose because there's a clear issue with the defense. You didn't. The goals that you conceded from that Liverpool game to this West Ham game, it's not clear errors where you're looking at Holding or Gabriel, and you're like, we really needed Saliba. He's our best defender. If he was there, we would have made this mistake or that mistake. These
on,
goals you've conceded had nothing to do with Saliba. I get it. You want him to be there. Obviously, when you have your best players on the pitch, there's a little bit more confidence from your players. I get that. But when you're looking at what actually happened, the way the goals were conceded, these 4 goals that you conceded when you were up 2-0 in each game, none of it, if Saliba was there or not, he wouldn't have done anything different than what your team has already done. As Alan said, it's just more of a character thing. These 2 games just showed that, if you're going for a title race, there's games like this where you're going to have to adapt to what's going on. And sometimes you have to step outside of your philosophy, and I didn't see that from Arteta. I didn't see him being able to, think outside the box and make changes where, now we're tied 2-2 with West Ham. I need to bring on Trossard, but I need to also keep the attackers that I have because I need an extra goal. When I saw Trossard warm up, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, is he taking off Xhaka? Is he taking off like one of the midfielders?
I thought he should have taken off Saka.
I'm gonna get to that because Saka, I think, was the worst of the front line today. The 3 in the front, he was the worst one today. But then after I saw him warm up and I thought of that, and I was like, wait, but hold on, this is Arteta we're speaking about. I haven't seen Arteta really make these changes where he changes the formation based on the circumstances of the game and just throw in, you know how they say, just throw in the kitchen sink and just try to go for a goal. He never really does that. He likes to do his like for like substitutions. He knows where, okay, I like to bring on this player in this exact position for that player, and I'm sticking to that. Trossard is always known to come in as a false 9 or as a left winger. That's why when I saw him come on, I thought of that, but then I was like, wait, hold on, wake up. This is Arteta. He's not going to do that. He's going to take off one of the 2 people that he usually takes off for Trossard. He's not going to throw in an extra attacker. He's not going to play Trossard behind the striker as an example or just flood the box and try to get a goal. And this is exactly what happened. This is why when Alan says he didn't really, you don't see examples of Arsenal really in these last 2 games where they're just going outside of their regular method and their formation, and they're trying to do something just to deal with it's the next 20 minutes. Just deal with it as it is and don't worry about how you usually play ball. This is not about that. You need to go for a win right now. Try something different. Take off a defender and throw in an attacker. Take off one of your midfielders and throw in an attacker. Gotta do something a little bit desperate because these are desperate times. When you're throwing away the title like that, these are desperate times, and you got to do something out of the ordinary.
Do you know what?
I don't think we're throwing away the title. I don't think we're throwing away the
like...
title, but I just need to challenge one thing he said. Let's be honest, guys, if Saliba plays this game, we win today. I agree with that statement because the way we control the game with Saliba there is different to when we have a thing. Saliba is basically the main ball playing center back.
But that's not why you lost the game.
But what has Holding done where he cost you guys the game?
One, he's been very sloppy in possession, so we don't actually go to him to build out the back. 2, when defending, you see him make lapses and making Gabriel have to be the main defender who's covering almost majority of the space. And the reason why Saliba today's game is very different because there was a penalty made from Gabriel, and you could easily say that the second goal was not Rob Holding's fault. But the fact is, in the first game, I feel like against Liverpool, we would have a lot more control with Saliba in the game, and we wouldn't have given away a penalty, which subsequently ended up missing. So it's difficult, but at the same time, with Saliba there, you see a lot more calmness, you see a lot more build-up play, you see a lot more control over the 90 minutes. You see a situation where you have 2 center halves who are both have the recovery pace. Where Ben White today, I don't know if you guys know, Ben White was a lot more forward, which meant they were going a lot more down the right-hand flank. Usually they go down the left. Today they were targeting Rob Holding. They were trying their best to target Rob Holding to find him in a situation where he's isolated. Whereas Saliba, if you isolate him in that right flank, you're never gonna have a problem. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Do you know what? Can I
notice any difference?
Can I add something? You say Saliba could have won the game, but that's not the reason why you lost those 2 games. The reason why you lost those 2 games is because is that midfield. The midfield let you down in both games, especially both in the second half. And we talked about how good Thomas Partey's been. But the last 2 games, especially for this game, he was the reason why they came back into the game. Lackadaisical in the center of the park. Declan Rice pounces upon it. They end up getting a penalty and they end up scoring. And against Liverpool, he didn't look like the normal Thomas Partey.
I thought Xhaka was better than him in Liverpool game. Liverpool game, I thought Xhaka played better than him.
Yeah, but I think they were both not that great.
Just let me add something to Rams now. That would take me to something very important, and I spoke about that to you about that guy. That go back to January, when I said if you didn't sign, because that signing in January transfer window could cost you the league. Caicedo was available. I know. Listen, bro, if you were going for the no, my point I'm trying to make it, guys. If Caicedo will cost you 9 million, but you know for a fact he's gonna win you the league, you go get him.
No, bro.
I disagree.
This is revisionist history to the nth degree. Qasim, most of the things I usually agree with you, but why are we bringing up the January transfer window?
Because January, no.
One second. Yeah. The January transfer window has nothing to do with us bottling 2-goal leads.
No,
the January transfer window has nothing to do with.
Look at the depth of the squad, again, right?
Bro,
you had Saliba got injured. You had Saliba got injured, bro. You had Saliba got injured, right? You had Saliba got injured. It's not a proper replacement for him. That could be because you had the midfielders like.
That's stretching it. I think that's a little bit stretching.
I disagree. I
think that's going a little bit too far.
But you know what aspect I agree on? They didn't play Jorginho. I don't understand why in both games when you need to calm things down.
He came on. He played today.
Jorginho came on today.
Jorginho came on.
He came later on. He came on.
Against Liverpool, he didn't come on. And Jorginho came on in the last 10 minutes against West Ham.
That game against Liverpool was not a game for Jorginho. Now we're overthinking things. Let's be honest. Jorginho against Liverpool, we concede like that. Today, Jorginho came on.
I agree with you, bro. No, I agree with you.
He kept on giving the ball away against us.
And because we went defensive against you. We tried to shut up shop. There's a difference. This game, we conceded in the 46th minute, the first goal, right? And then the second goal happened in the second half.
30-some minute, innit?
The second goal happened. The second goal, my bad. The first goal happened in like the 30-something. Second goal happened early in the second half.
Yeah.
Where Liverpool, in the 84th minute, we were still trying to shut up shop. You don't bring on Jorginho when you're trying to close the shop down.
Bro, I'm not talking about in the last 10 minutes. I'm talking about in the 60th minute. Midway through the second half.
I just think substitutions is a thing where you can always criticize Arteta, and it's very easy to do that. But Jorginho doesn't help us at all to control the Liverpool game when we don't have control already, and it's a game where we need to defend for 90 minutes.
It's your right side for you, Jorginho.
Where today, Caicedo, if Caicedo is at Arsenal today, it doesn't help him get 3 points.
But let me back you there, Igal, for a second.
A point that is
just before you go, stop.
I'm just going
to say, people in the chat, let me know. Let me know, people in the chat. Do you think Mikel Arteta would have made mistakes with substitutions today? And do you also think that if we would have made better January signings, we'd be in a better situation today? Because I think the January signings like Trossard and Jorginho got us wins versus Aston Villa.
Trossard is good, bro. Trossard is good, bro.
What about Jorginho?
No, bro. Listen. No, I don't comment. Listen to me, bro. I'm gonna say it to you one more time. I spoke to you that in a different platform. I said when Arsenal have an injury, you're gonna struggle. I said that to you. Now we had Saliba.
Everyone.
But they don't have an injury.
No.
Who's
just let me finish. No, let me finish. No, not everyone. City, no. City's got a big squad and no any squad quality. Yeah, they didn't have Haaland, bro, and they played false nine and end up smashing teams for fun. My point I'm trying to make to you is, Igal, you had the main centre back Saliba. He got injured. That's what January. 3-4 boys signing. 3-4 signing.
Qasim, you do.
No. I'm not talking just about the centre back. I'm talking about last 2 games. You need to understand something. Last 2 games, Barty is not performing against Liverpool and today, and I think that's why they lost the game. The game 1 was on midfielder, bro. Right?
I don't think you need a 60 million signing in January to become a champion.
I'm not saying about the price. What I'm saying is, if you need
but that's what Caicedo's
certain
pricing.
players to win you the league, you have to go get them. That's what I'm.
No,
But
but
they-
if you're going to
so-
spend over top money just to sign them, then you have to be realistic.
That's what I'm
about it.
saying.
Well,
I
hold on-
agree.
hold on
You
a
don't
second.
do that in
Hold on a
January.
second. Look at the money you spend, and you ain't going to go win nothing. So I don't know what you're piping up about.
I agree.
Hindsight's a regular thing. Literally, hindsight's a regular thing. At the end of the day, literally, Arsenal fans and other fans like that, they done good business for what they needed. You can't fix
Still, we still believe.
transfer window. You can't do it. So it's just one of them things where, you know, you could say about the players, but it was just bad decision making by players and the manager at the time that cost them points today. It wasn't a thing like if they had a centre back like to replace Saliba, they would have, you know, got 3 points. It was one of them things where it was just bad decision making, and unfortunately, Saka bottling a penalty. If Saka had buried that penalty, they would have comfortably won that in the end, and it would be no one would be asking.
I don't disagree.
We
there.
wouldn't be having
Saka-
this convo if you
we
made that
bottled
penalty.
it. Saka bottled it. You can say whatever,
The
but at the end of the day, I don't blame Saka only for that for the draw. I don't blame Saka solely for the draw. I blame the defense. I think the defensive lapses got us to this situation. By the way, we currently have almost 90 people in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button and let me know. Do you think Arsenal bottled it? Do you think the league's over? Who do you blame for the draw today? For me, I'm just going to keep it simple. Everyone's culpable. There's no one individual that can be scapegoated. Alan, you're right. We bottled it. Qasim, you're wrong. I don't agree with your stance that it was it was our January signings. And Ram, I disagree with you also where you're saying that Jorginho would have made a difference against Liverpool today. Against he made a difference because we needed to sub off somebody to get a little bit more control, and we're away from home facing a lesser side against Liverpool, who's much more cutthroat. We bring on Jorginho, we automatically lose the game. And I think what Staff said about Saliba being in this game doesn't change anything. You have to understand what Saliba does for us off the ball, defensively. When it comes to aerial duels, he might not be good, but ground duels he doesn't lose. And Rob Holding didn't win one aerial duel or one ground duel. Every time he was there, he got beat by Antonio. He was getting brushed off the ball, and it was a situation where the counterattacks were happening straight down his side of the pitch. Where I noticed him, maybe because I'm an Arsenal fan, maybe I noticed his flaws a little bit more because I'm watching him week in, week out. Where you guys were probably just watching the ball.
I think Igal, when it comes to situations where you're winning 2-0 and then you're letting teams come back and dominate you in games. Let's not sugarcoat this. West Ham dominated you in the second half. They looked more likely to score than you did after the second goal. After
100%. And that
comes down to a midfield issue.
That comes down to us collapsing and being stupid. 2 games running. I think it's just at this point, these guys need to take a hard look at themselves because what happened is unacceptable. It is unacceptable.
Do you know why I say it's a midfield issue? Because exactly last season we drew against Tottenham and we drew against Chelsea, and the one player we missed was Thiago, and we lost the midfield battle for every single one of them. We lost control in every single one of those games. I think Alan would know this better because we were talking about this last season. We played Tyler Morton in midfield and we got absolutely overrun. And it would have been a different story if Thiago was playing. And that's why I say it's a midfield issue. When you're winning games 2-0 and you're not controlling it and you're getting overrun by teams like us, who, let's be honest, we're more or less a mid-table team at this moment in time. It's a midfield
It's a
issue.
mentality issue.
But that still doesn't justify saying we should have signed another midfielder in January.
That's not what I'm saying. That's
3 months because it's 3 months since the January transfer window closed, and not a single soul said anything about Arsenal's midfield until they bottled 2 games in a row.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
Stav, I disagree with that.
How?
tell you
Because
what.
so far they've been getting praise about how good they've been and how they took them to where they are right now. But all of a sudden, when they don't win 2 games in a row, and let's be honest, as Alan explained it, he broke it down very simply. He's like, listen, it just comes down to Saka bottling a penalty. If he makes that penalty, we would have never talked about that.
A lot of sin-box. There's a lot of sin-box. No, a lot of sin-box. Listen, the Premier League, last 10 games is crucial. That's what City and Liverpool last 5 years have becoming like like a tie, bro. So you better get ready, because if you're not ready, you're gonna get flooded. I said to you in January, when Arsenal was ahead, in my opinion, that's my humble opinion.
Yeah,
I
but
said it to
it
Igal.
seemed like they were ready until last week. All of a sudden, they're not ready. So that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
This convo was never here.
Bro, they winning every week, and Igal asked me the same question, and I'm still saying to him, City win the league, bro.
No,
When you have January,
I get that's
when you
your
have
stance.
January, right, and you're going for the league, because listen, Arsenal took everyone by surprise, right? When you come to January, you got to say it out, and City soon they click, because City didn't start well. We know that. Soon they click, no one will stop them.
You know what?
Most
We're gonna talk about
consistent.
City right now.
No, I'm explaining, bro. I'm explaining. I said how everything led to Igal, right? You had the January window. Me as an owner, have got to go 2-3 quality players to win the league. They didn't win the league for 20 years, my guy. So if I spent
I think we
150,
tried that though.
Because
But Xhaka was having.
I disagree with the fact. I was with Igal on transfer deadline day when we were talking about this, and I said the exact same thing. Caicedo, for me, from the way I'm looking at it, would guarantee Arsenal winning the league. But
yeah,
Jorginho helps a lot. Jorginho would help a lot in them winning the league. I wouldn't say for sure it will guarantee it, but it will help a lot.
So
but you don't need helping a lot. You need to win it though.
We're gonna have to cut this Arsenal segment short because we still have to talk about other clubs, and I have to wrap up today earlier than normal. But I'm just gonna make that a segment in the show. Let me know, do you guys think Arsenal's January transfer window was the problem that led to us potentially not winning this league? Because I think the January transfer window is one of the things that led to us even still being in the race. Now, moving on to Alan, you're next. You're lucky because Chelsea and Arsenal got.
Alan, where is Alan gone?
Before you, but you're next.
The beat.
Listen, Alan, come back, man, come back.
Bottle the show like his team.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's worse than us, Alan. That's worse than us, bro.
I got told.
Your life category.
Wait, what the hell? Dan Juma issues an apology to Bournemouth. What? Did he celebrate?
Yeah, he celebrated. He did.
Yeah,
he did.
So I don't
he scored and celebrated.
Yeah. Celebrate.
No,
I think he did celebrate. It was running the ball in his
That was the team that built him up.
Wait, Dan Juma played for Bournemouth?
Yeah, he was playing for Bournemouth. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know
that. That got him to Villarreal.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought he always played in Villarreal.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm extremely ill.
Villarreal.
Listen, late game winners against Bournemouth is not for everybody. But the thing is, Alan, I'm pretty sure your fan base told me it's just Bournemouth at home. You should beat them anyways. So I repeat to you, Alan, it's just Bournemouth at home. You should beat them anyways. But guess what? Instead of you beating them, they whooped that ass. They came to your house. You got an early lead. They came back, took the lead away from you. You got a draw. You thought you were gonna close it out, and bam! In the 95th minute. Poetic justice. They do the same thing that we did to them, that you guys tried to belittle and say it wasn't a big deal. But right now, this is what I got to say to you. Is top 4 done? Is the Spurs season a wrap? Are you giving up on getting European back into major European competition? Because St. Tottenham's Day is 2 points away, and I know you don't really care about that.
Give me just a second. Yeah, no, it's fine. Just don't worry. This season's done for Spurs. It's been a pile of shit. How could things go so wrong so quick and so? Yeah, I mean, I watch Spurs games now, depressed off my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I am so depressed watching Spurs and everything we do. Football's boring. Yeah, it's the history of the Tottenham. Like I said, how can our board get rid of Conte and put Conte Light in charge? How the fuck can that happen? Seriously, you should be bringing the manager to give them the rest of the season. This is the squad you've got. When we get to, you see how they do in games. Yeah. You let me know who you want from that team, and then we will look at the positions that you want filled. No, Spurs, we'll just put it there. And people will probably come at me in the chats for saying this, but Spurs now the favourite Spurs manager for the job. is Vincent Kompany. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Yeah, Vincent Kompany's the
Don't
favorite.
don't stick your nose up at Vincent
No,
Kompany.
no,
He's a generational manager, and you would be lucky to have him.
Oh, generational
Oh,
manager.
behave,
You would
guy.
be lucky. You would be lucky. You'd be lucky to have a manager to the stature of a Vincent Kompany. He's learned from the best. Pep.
Let me finish.
Oh, stop it, gal.
Fund the road. I do not want Ryan Mason. Absolutely not. He should not be at Spurs as well. There's some Spurs fans that go on, let Mason cook. Cook what? Cook fucking raw chicken? No. Get out of here. Ryan Mason fucking cook. Anyway, I'm carrying on with what I was saying. Vincent Kompany, quality player, won something for Man City, learned under Pep, he's done well at Burnley. But I think this is a step too far too soon. You see it with Potter at Chelsea. You saw it Moyes with Man United. It's one of them things where it's too big a leap too soon. And I don't want to ruin him as well as him be like sacked in a year because Daniel Levy will be like, oh, we're doing the projects, but then go, you're not delivering the projects and stuff like that. It's just a mess at Spurs. Going back to the game, Spurs fan base having to go at each other. How can you boo Sanchez? Fans who pay their money, who can see his shit performance from players, managers, everything like that, can boo all they fucking like. What I disagree with is then abusing players online afterwards, where they have to deactivate their account. It's not that you can boo in the moment and know that they're not good enough, but you don't go after people on social media. They're just little pricks on like keyboard warriors that just need to rein it in. It's really ridiculous. But we know Sanchez isn't good enough, but he's one of the reasons we lost yesterday. Stellini doing the same shit that Conte did and not getting any results. You've got players like, and I will call out one of the worst players on that pitch and has been for the last month, Højbjerg. He is, Spurs fans, he's our Viking, he's our warrior. No, he runs around like a headless chicken out of position.
That's his favorite Spurs player.
Yeah, no, absolutely doing nothing at all. And people make excuses of Sanchez. Yep, okay, he came on. And people make excuses of other people and all that. No. Also, I didn't realise Harry Kane was on that pitch until 70 minutes yesterday. That's how anonymous he was. Son has finally scored 2 goals in back-to-back games and people going, oh, look at Sonny, he's back and all that. No, you don't just score 2 goals in 2 games and you're back. You need to be scoring continually. You've got obviously play like the wing-back situation needs to be looked at in regards to Perisic isn't going to last at Spurs. He wants to go. So you need to Udogie. I can't wait to see him at Spurs next season. You got Porro who needs to work on his defensive thing. But you look across, you've got to look at basically like across the back line. We've got so many problems. We're even looking to give Eric Dyer a new fucking contract. Are you absolutely killing me? Literally, this is my club at the moment. Because they're English and they like apparently Spurs fans go, the reason why he keeps his place is that he brings people in. He people come in different because he can speak loads of different languages. I didn't know we needed a fucking interpreter at the club to make people feel welcome. No, it's really annoying me the way Spurs fans make excuses time and time again for how shit our club is at the moment and how badly we underperform and how little trophies we get. People criticize players, but they can't look at the person, the bald-headed guy with specs in the thing who hasn't delivered 1 trophy in 22 years in his tenureship. If he fires managers right, left, and centre for not performing, he's delivered Spurs 1 trophy in 22 years. If he had looked at his own position and all that, he would have fired himself fucking years ago, and he's still there. This club is an absolute shambles at the moment. It's gone so bad so quick. And yeah, it's just going to be the same old until massive change happens at this club. But yeah, you guys can cook me because Spurs are shit. Simple as playing shit at the moment.
I don't like cooking Alan. I feel like Alan is one of the few realistic Spurs fans out there. He's one of my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy him. I really do enjoy him talking about Spurs because, I mean, what is there more to say? To be honest. This guy just broke down everything as realistically as he could. You know, it's just like the issue.
You have to be, though. You have to be.
He's very realistic about the issue. Some of these players,
you have to say the truth.
Yeah, some of these players, you're on mute, Miguel, but some of these players that he just named, they shouldn't be there.
Chat, throw some love in for Alan. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, throw in some love for Alan. You know, this guy's going through rough times.
He's going through a hard time.
Yeah, he can't see trophies. If he can't see trophies, at least show him love. He needs to see something. So sorry, Alan. I had to take a little.
Alan, throw your channel in the chat. Maybe people can go see your angry rants there. But I'll say this, Ram. Ram don't really have too much smoke for Tottenham. Qasim can't really have too much smoke for Tottenham, but I can definitely have some smoke for Tottenham. Guys, understand.
Yeah, it didn't take you that long today. I thought you're having a bad day today, bro.
Understand, guys. Tottenham they won the transfer window. Number one, they had they had the world-class manager Antonio Conte. Number two, they have 2 world-class players. They said they potentially have 3 with Christian Romero, who we don't know what he's doing anymore. That guy is a professional boxer at this point. He's gonna fight Jake Paul next. But when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur, bro, you guys are in a ever-ending cycle, Alan, and you know it. Your fans know it. You'll forever be this team that believes you can maybe win 1 trophy this season, and then at the end of the season, go trophyless, no awards, and now not even top 4. And you used to make fun of Arsenal for only wanting top 4, but now that's what you guys are. And for not being for being behind us for years, for being behind you guys for the last 7 years, for us to not only overtake you, but to overtake you to this effect where we're currently in the title race, something that you guys have only been in once in this whole golden era for Tottenham, just goes to show. And God forbid, if we win the Premier League this season, which you and some of your Tottenham fans still hope that we don't, obviously.
Yeah.
If we do, that will culminate such a terrible season with your archest rivals not only finishing 20-something plus points potentially above you, but ending with the trophy that you guys haven't been able to get for near 60 plus years.
Again, I don't think you could do that to him, though. Let me defend him for a second.
He just done it.
Yeah, I let him have his moment. I mean, it's his channel. He can say whatever he wants, but I don't think he could do that, especially today. You can't speak.
Yeah,
to
that's
him
what
like
I was
that.
thinking again. Not today, bro.
Yeah, you can't talk to him like that after what your team just did. And the way that he broke down your game, he was very analytical about it. He had no chest, no banter. He just talked about football. But you're coming after. This is the cycle also of Arsenal fans this season, since you want to talk about cycle of Spurs fans. You guys got eliminated from all the cups. So the FA Cup and the League Cup, you guys said, well, we don't need that. We need to focus on the league. You lost the Europa League, and you said, well, we're trying to focus on the league. And now focusing on the league, you bottled 2 games in a row, and realistically, everyone now sees that City's going to overtake you guys, and you have a very big chance of finishing the season trophyless after the chest that all Arsenal fans gave us all season. And I tried to keep this away from banter and everything, but we've seen how you and Arsenal fans have acted online. Today, it looked like it was a funeral. I've never seen Bavs post so sadly on Twitter. I wanted to laugh at his misery because that guy is a Twitter warrior, but today he had 0 chest. My boy benched all the weight that he had all season, and today he was flat. He did back day today. He had no chest for anyone today. But you're cooking this guy for his team, even though he's very realistic about the situation he's in. In the meantime, you guys are literally bottling the league in front of our eyes, but you're doing that to him. I just don't think that makes sense, especially today. I don't think that makes sense at all.
Invite him back on more often. Welcome. He's
I forgot.
He's on it.
Hey, Staffy, you reminded me of something I forgot to ask Gal, but it's about Arsenal.
Go ahead.
It is what it is.
We're signing him up to a long-term contract. Don't worry.
Gal, just quickly come back at something you said. You said that I've had to go at Arsenal fans because literally all they said at each season, oh, we just need top 4. You're Arsenal Football Club. You should be demanding trophies right, left, centre. So I call Arsenal fans out on that. Other Spurs fans are exactly the same. And I've said to Arsenal fans, I've said in recent weeks, you can look back at videos on here and on my own channel. I've said Spurs fans that are just falling into the same Arsenal trap with top 4 is it, the be all and end all. No, because you win nothing. You go play against the big boys to get slapped out of a trophy to win nothing, to qualify and say it again and again. It makes no sense. Why on earth you just want to get top 4? I want Spurs to win trophies. I'm annoyed at the league, but the way we went out the FA Cup when we should have beaten Sheffield United, to go against Blackburn, to beat Blackburn, to be in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and the way we just went out against Nottingham Forest in the League Cup, you can't comprehend how bad that is as a football club to go out to them 2 teams in cups that you should be progressing and getting to the later stages or trying to win on a regular basis. So for me, Spurs always. Other Spurs fans are like that. Okay, you will take top 4. I completely agree. In regards to that, I would say winning trophies is what Spurs need to do and need to do on a regular basis, or try and do on a regular basis, like now, look to that in the near future and then build a team capable over the next couple of seasons to try and compete at a higher level if we qualify for Champions League. But no, all it is let's get Champions League, let's get the money, let's get in the competition, let's get knocked out and go again. And for me, I don't like that. But yeah, you need to be honest in regards to what I say compared to other Spurs fans. That's just me saying that.
I'm so sick. I'm sorry. I'm sick of Tottenham also. But let's Ram, do you want to move on to City? Because I feel like there's not too much to spend on Tottenham. After everything you've said, I just want to jump on a message right here quick. Where is it? The fact that you've shown so much chest after all your rivals are against them too. Now everyone is just waiting for them to fall. That is true. That is very true. That is very true. Arsenal. Yeah. Everyone's just waiting for us to fall, except for Man United.
Annoying, isn't it? Your fan base is annoying.
I don't think anyone is waiting for you to fail. It's just like, this is what we're seeing in front of us. You guys talked so much about the league, and now that you're bottling it, they're trying to say, well, the objective was top 4 to begin with. Your objective changes as the season goes. If you're talking to me about your objective in the summer, yes, I would understand if you just wanted to finish top 4. I would get that because you didn't think you would be in this situation. But you can't flip-flop. You can't go, oh, we're going to go for the league. And then the minute the tide goes, like, it goes rough like that, you're like back to like, oh, well, we just wanted top 4. It doesn't work like that.
It's also accountability.
Unfortunately, Ram, I got a time constraint. I got a time constraint today, so we still got 3 more topics to talk about. We still got to talk about Man United. We still got to talk about Newcastle, Aston Villa, and we still got to talk about Man City. So which one's the quickest out of the 3? Which one do you think?
I think City is the quickest.
United,
what is there?
United.
No, I have a few things to say about United. I'm taking my time with that because I got a lot of hate.
What does everyone have to say about Manchester City? Because Erling Haaland's about to break the goddamn record.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say my bit first. I'm gonna talk to my guy Daps tomorrow at 10:30, where I'm gonna do a call-in show where me and Daps are gonna talk about Man City and the title race and everything. But for me, it's not over. Man City are unstoppable. I've completely stopped watching their games because once they score a goal, you know they're gonna win. And I think Haaland's equaled the record. He's gonna break every record this season, regardless. Manchester City are a juggernaut of a team. It's just if they're gonna win the treble at this point, because we know they're gonna win some trophies, but which one is it gonna be? Are they gonna win the Champions League? Are they gonna win the league? Are they gonna win the FA Cup?
What did you say about Bayern Munich? They're gonna smash Bayern Munich. Did I? I said
that.
Bro,
I knew they were gonna beat Bayern Munich too. Come on, everyone knew they were gonna beat Bayern Munich.
Man.
Bro,
Bayern Munich are not that good.
They're gonna smash Bayern Munich, bro.
Bro, Bayern Munich are not that good this season, man.
Not that good, bro. They're shite, man. They're shite. Yeah. Like they
big up Thunder Road, man. Big up Thunder Road.
They're dead.
Everyone came in and said Tuchel gonna come and he's got his numbers. But I said, bro, City's gonna smash them, and that's what happened, bro. They're gonna.
Haaland is doing what De Bruyne did last season. He's gonna win
the Champions League, Egal. And to be fair, Egal, you as an Arsenal fan, you want him to go all the way to the Champions League so they play more games. So that's beneficial for you, right? To play more games. But I'm telling you, bro, they're gonna go win the Champions League and the league.
Let me know, guys. You think they're gonna win the Champions League, the league, and the FA Cup? Man City look unstoppable. Haaland does.
Egal, all you Arsenal fans, you're so. I tell you lot so many times. Don't ever say to any City fan, stay in any competition. That's their biggest ally. Winning every single game.
Momentum. They love that momentum.
Yeah, they love it, innit?
Bro, they love it. They love playing games. They love winning games as well. They just getting a W. That's all they're gonna. That's all you're gonna see is W. Until they lose a game or get knocked out, then they might start to crumble.
They still bounce back, Rams. They still bounce back. When they lose, the following game they go there and win 4-0, bro. No, it's just a team. It's the best team.
The only option is if they lose, they have a chance of making.
You know what my analogy is?
They lost against us in the semi-final, and they ended up drawing against West Ham a couple of games later. So it's
we have one or two choices: continue to look forward and just keep running, or turn around and punch that monster in the face. That's what we have to do. One or the other. So
I mean, you have to turn around now and punch this monster because you're going to their ground in a week or whatever. You know, and they don't look like they're slowing down at all. Like Ram said, they're the only team where when you give them more games, it actually benefits them.
You
Because
know what?
instead of smashing one team a week, they're smashing 2 games a week, 2 teams a week. Instead of Haaland scoring 1 hat-trick a week, he's scoring 2 hat-tricks a week. That's just the reality with City right now. The
Crazy.
more games they
No,
have,
not right now, stuff. Not right now. They've been doing it for the last 5 years. That's why I was saying to Igal.
no, I didn't mean
teams like-
just right now, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
teams
Like I
like
see it,
City
the-
and
So if we beat the City team, we beat one of the best teams in Premier League history.
Can I
I'm
just?
not gonna lie, Igal. For you, still going head to head with City, you did very well, man. City best team in the planet, bro. I said it
Can
for
I-
the last 50 years.
No, but I
Because you
kind
all
of
the whole way.
understood it.
You
I
very well,
kind of
Michael.
no, but Kasim, I understood it because I predicted City to not be the same as they were last season, but they will pump teams. They will beat teams 7-6,
Except
whatever.
for Tottenham.
But they will
No,
struggle.
they're
in
not gonna
certain
finish.
games.
They're not gonna start him, though.
I could see why Arsenal can keep up, but right now it's going to be difficult.
Can I just say something about Arsenal going the way to Man City? This is where I think Arsenal needs to do something different because if you go, because you did it at the Emirates and you had some luck, but Man City just outdone you in the way you played. My honest opinion, I think you need to change tactics and be a bit different away at Man City and catch them off guard. Because if you go to them toe to toe or like you did at the Emirates, I think the same result will happen where they'll beat you. I think if you change things up and play a different way or have a plan B, I think you'll catch City off guard, and I think that's where you'll find because Spurs
agrees with you.
different away from home against them. We got beat 4-2. We changed to when they came to us to our ground and we beat them. So I think you can do it. I think if you go here to them and go toe to toe with them, they'll just beat you because they've got better players than you on the day. I think if you change tactics and do something different, I think you'll catch them off guard, and I think you'll get the points or win you need to basically go to relieve the pressure off the players and be like, okay, Arsenal are going to win the league. And I hate saying that last bit, but that's just my honest opinion.
People, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. We got 82 of you guys in the chat right now. Make sure you do hit that like button. Anything else you guys got to say about City before we move on to the next game?
they're gonna win the league.
Everyone agrees there, except for me? No, Qasim agrees.
There's no stopping them, bro.
Bro, I said it before the league started in August. And I said, I said it. They're so consistent, my guy. When they start, when they draw, when they start slow, people say, I said, bro,
They catch fire this time. Yep.
yeah, that's what it's all about. The only team last 5 years, them and Liverpool can go winning 10, 12 games in a row. And that's why. And they got the quality, Gal. It's difficult, bro. It's really difficult for everyone.
All right, next game, I'm just going to say Aston Villa, Newcastle. Bro, you predicted it to the T. You basically said, why is everyone getting on thinking Aston Villa is going to lose? And then they go and they
where's Kendall? I wanted to talk about that. Where is Kendall today?
No Newcastle fan showed up today.
Bro, you remember, bro, I tried to put an argument of how their recent run has been, and I brought out the results, and she tried to come in and say, well, we are winning 4 on the bounce too, blah, 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 something like that. So she said something about winning every game since the final, and I'm like, I get that, but you're going to their ground, and they're on the same form, if not better. And the only loss that they had was against Arsenal, who were cooking at the time, you know? So everyone went against Villa at Villa Park with the way that Unai Emery has his team playing, which I didn't understand. And the result shocked everyone but me, I guess. I woke up that day and I see Igal posting about it. He put the clip of when I said that, and I'm like, well, that's exactly what I thought it would be. Maybe not 3-0. I didn't think they were going to smash them 3-0. I thought they were going to beat them.
Bro, Watkins could have had 5 goals.
He had like 2 disallowed goals, something like that.
He had 2 disallowed goals and one that was
hit the
off
post.
one that he missed. So the guy easily could have had 5 goals, easily could have been a hat trick. He got an assist, 2 goals, absolutely amazing. Unai Emery has them 6th at this moment in time. This was a team that was in relegation, had only won 12 out of their first 13, 12 points out of their first 13 games. Mental. Anybody else have anything else to say? Newcastle still get top 4 though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Easily, yeah. They were going to have this slump. Yeah, this one game. I thought they're going to have a little hiccup, you know, just because Aston Villa's in form. But all the other games that they have remaining.
Emery's a top manager.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Unai Emery is an absolute fan. And I didn't give him credit, especially because he was a manager in Arsenal, but Unai Emery is an absolute fantastic manager. He didn't win a trophy at yours, but then obviously Spurs, we know that because we've had Mourinho and Conte that didn't win a trophy at Spurs that won everywhere else. So he didn't win a trophy with you guys, but He done it with Seville. He done really well. He got you obviously I think he got you in Champions League football one, or no he didn't, but he
European League final, I think, was
he
Arsenal.
played really good
Yeah.
football under him. Look what he's done since he's gone to Villa. He's absolutely transformed them. I will be honest, my honest opinion, Newcastle won't get Champions League football. It will be Aston Villa. I think he's doing that good.
I think Emery's a top manager, though. Emery's top manager, but I think
Fantastic
Newcastle
manager.
got enough to
I
win.
would take him at Spurs and a half.
I was just gonna ask you if
He-
you would take him at Spurs, considering that
In a
he
heartbeat.
coached, even
I'll
though
take him
he's
at
a
Chelsea,
former
bro.
Arsenal man.
I think he's that kind of manager that is good with the relatively middle teams and
Mhm.
takes them up another level. I think
I
when
agree.
it goes to the top
True.
teams and then tries to solidify it, he comes a little bit short. But he's still a very good manager, man.
Because his whole legacy, when you think of it, is teams like Sevilla, Villarreal, those Europa League higher teams. This is why he
And
has
the bad
like 4 Europa
legacies are
League
all with
Alright,
PSG.
let's-
with Arsenal and bigger
and-
teams. Yep.
Yeah.
Before we go into Man United, let's just look at the top four quickly and give ourselves. Has anything changed for you guys in the top four? Or you're looking pretty with Man United at this point. You guys keep doing what you're doing. You're separating yourself from the pack, solidifying third. You got what do you call it? Man City, Arsenal. Then you go down third, Man United, fourth, Newcastle, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Brighton, all in the race.
Alan, are you sure Aston Villa gets fourth? I mean, they're like 6 points ahead with a game in hand.
I reckon. I know they've got a game in hand and all that, but Newcastle have tough games as well. I mean, I'm not including Spurs in that because Spurs are just shocking, but they've still got to play Arsenal. I think Arsenal will beat them. I think they've got a couple of other difficult games as well. And Villa, Villa, apart from losing to Arsenal, and it took a last minute goal or a couple of minutes, like a last minute goal. Apart from that, Aston Villa have literally, since Unai Emery has come into it, he's level on points with what Pep's done at Man City. That's how good he's got Aston Villa playing. So for me, I think they've got what it takes. I think they can do it.
I think if the league was a little bit longer, if there was like a few more games left, I would understand that. But with 7 games left, I don't see them turning around 6, potentially 9 points in just 7 games that are left. I feel like that's too much to ask from them. They definitely get Europa League, and I think they 100% deserve it. I would love to see Aston Villa in the Europa League next year. They're a good team, good coach. I think they deserve it. But Champions League, with the way that Newcastle is, I think that's kind of tough.
That's a
You're
fair
on mute,
point.
Igor.
It might be a bit too little too late, but I think they're on the form. And Newcastle, although they've got good players and they're doing well under Eddie Howe, they're a bit hit and miss sometimes. And I just think it's there for the taking. Man United, I think, are too far ahead now.
Villa's just a good team, bro. I mean, they lost 3-0 to Villa. Villa's just a very good team. Any team can go to Villa and they lose at the end of the day. Top manager, top goalkeeper, good midfielder.
They beat us 3-1 on
good
Unai
defense.
Emery's first game.
It's a very good team, bro. Very good team.
And Newcastle, honestly, every game they have right now at home is gonna be like a cup final. They have a very good home crowd.
Yeah.
I don't see them dropping any games at home. I don't know who they have left. I know they have Spurs next week at home, but I don't see them dropping any points at home for the remainder of the season.
I think their
fans really want it.
I think they will be Tottenham.
Oh yeah, I believe that too, 100%. There's a feel-good factor about Newcastle right now. They really want Champions League. They're a very old, prestigious club. Like, let's be honest. Like, Newcastle is not some team that just came from the Championship and they're overachieving. They feel like they're going back to where they should be. And this is why I feel like they're going to go for every game, especially at home, that crowd, to get that Champions League. So,
big up everyone in the chat. We got 15 more minutes before the stream's done. We got to talk about Man United quickly. No Rashford, and they still win the game 2-0 versus Nottingham Forest. Ram, your favorite club in the world to talk about, Manchester United. What are you saying?
Oh, let me hear this.
You're on mute.
I have nothing to say. They won. They got top 4. That's
It's done. You're saying it's done.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, it's already. The only thing that is probably worth talking about is them being in the Europa or the FA Cup. Premier League is more or less settled. So
agree.
I'm just going to be looking forward to seeing them and see how they do in the FA Cup semi-final and their game against Sevilla and the rest of the Europa if they get through.
Personally, for me, I'm surprised they're winning a game so comfortably 2-0 without Marcus Rashford there.
I told you, Igor.
Without Alessandro Martinez there, without all these guys there present to be available, they still win the game very comfortably versus Nottingham Forest. That is impressive. Also, if they can continue to do this with all the injuries, Anthony also got a goal and an assist. Interesting. He got a goal and an assist today. The big contributions today from Anthony. Their massive signing in the beginning of the season. Alan, Qasim, anything to say on Man United, or is it kind of like it's no fun? They won.
No, I'll give Man United credit because everyone was like, Rashford's not going to play. Oh, they're not going to score and all that. But
the fidget spinners evolving.
Yeah, they have got a good team, and Ten Hag has done because I before the start of the season I said no Dutch manager has really produced high levels in the Premier League, and I didn't think he'd do the same. But he's, I stand corrected. He's done a good job there. I think if because Casemiro came back today, and obviously, like I think if he had back, I think that's where they would have struggled more. But it seems that one piece of the jigsaw, they can cope and recover and still put out a good team, get the win and all that. But I think it's Man United, if they obviously, but you could say this about all teams, if you were to have a second or third player out, I think that's where, they would fall away quite drastically. But it's just one of them things that, we must remember it's only Nottingham Forest. And I say that coming back on when we got knocked out of the cup run. But if it was a team, if they put this type of performance in against, let's say, a Liverpool, obviously there was the 7-0. Sorry to bring that up, but
that's the worst comparison you would have made. But
or they were to done it against like an Arsenal or a Man City, then you could it would turn my head a bit more. But you expect to beat Nottingham Forest even with one of your main players out. It's just the way it is in this league. So yeah, fair play. They've done.
If it was a Brighton,
they could have.
Well, we play Brighton next game actually.
Yeah, they could have not shown up, but they turned up, got the job done, and yeah, they're going to get Champions League football. They're going to finish third in the league. So it's
today United, B, I'm not going to lie to you, right? Very, very professional performance. Listen, I slightly disagree with Alan about is only Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest draw with Chelsea. Nottingham Forest draw with City. No easy team in the Premier League, bro. I mean, and when that's why you need to understand. I'm going to say it one more time. When you come to April, Egal, yeah, is fighting for your life, bro. You play in Nottingham Forest, you play in Bournemouth. It's not going to be easy. So for United going there, getting the 3 point, I think credit. Listen, in the beginning of the season, I predict, ask your mate Terry, I went to his channel, and I predict United to finish top 4 and win the European League. That's what I predict. You can go ask him. And I still stick with that. I think United going to win the European League and win, finish top 4.
I just want to say, so to the point that you were just making about Nottingham Forest, I'm going to be very honest. I told the gal on his last show, if we are going into this game with these injuries that we have against anyone else but Nottingham Forest, I would be a little bit worried. However, Nottingham Forest are just very shit. We already beat them twice this season, 3-0. One in the league and one, I think it was in the FA Cup or the League Cup. This is the third game of us playing them, and I expected nothing different. Their fans turned up more than the team. The fans were loud. They cared. The team was just shit. They kind of had us in the first half with their set pieces, but we pretty much controlled the whole game. And we lost Rashford, yes. We had our defense that was absent, yes. But the main thing that we had was our midfield. This is our best midfield. We had Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno in the middle of the park. We had basically the engine. Yeah, we lost a little bit of the accessories in the attack. Yeah, I get it. Lisandro and Varane, they're kind of our spine. But this is why I'm saying you're only playing Nottingham Forest. I'd be worried if we're playing someone else. I'm curious to see if we're going to dominate the same way against Brighton. Highly doubt it. Brighton is probably the toughest test that we can have right now, aside of maybe Manchester City, because they're playing one of the best football in the country. We just saw what they did against Chelsea, 60% or 70% possession. I forgot what it was, So now we're okay. So we're playing a different type of team, and it's going to be in the semifinal of the FA Cup in Wembley. That's going to be the real test. Today, as Qasim said, it was just a professional job. We dominated that game from finish to start. Maybe if we had better strikers, we would have literally blown them out of the water, because we created so many chances that we did not convert. But there's nothing much more to say. I mean, we silenced the doubters. We got so much hate. People forgot that this team is only good because Ten Hag came in. Rashford or not, Lisandro or not, Varane is not or not. People forgot that we really changed this season because we have a top coach. And this is what he did today. Mind you, we lost Sabitzer in the warm-up. So we lost him literally after the formation was already set and the lineup was already set, and he still had to adjust. We had no bench today, so it was do or die. We knew we couldn't rely on anyone off the bench. Our best option off the bench was Weghorst. So top coach, people need to give him more respect for what he's done this season. Stop doubting him with injuries and absences and stuff like that. Nottingham or not, this guy has been proving this season that he is an elite coach.
We're gonna wrap it up here, but before we do that, we got. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we wrap it up here. We got Anthony will never lace Solly March's boots. This season, Solly March has actually been really good. So that's high praise for anybody. But I know you
Anthony was amazing.
I know you meant it as an insult. Anthony was good today. He scored a goal. He got an assist. He was very contributing.
He was amazing today.
Very well. So we can't really get at him. Excuses even after you won. Sabitzer hype. What Sabitzer hype? Was Sabitzer?
I don't know what that means. He didn't play. He as I said, he got injured in the warm-up, so we pulled him out and we put Eriksson instead. And Eriksson ran the midfield.
That's like someone today posted a tweet about Saliba and Gabriel being the partnership that conceded the most penalties this season when Saliba didn't play the last 2 games where we conceded
no
penalties.
Context. Yeah, stupid.
It's just the dumbest tweets. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Big up Alan for jumping on. Big up Qasim for jumping on. Big up Ram. Big up staff. Hope everyone enjoyed the goddamn video. Make sure you do leave a like on the video. And after the video is ended, if you can also leave a comment down below, that helps a lot. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully the next time we see each other, Arsenal can get all 3 points and City can drop some points for once. And we're out of here. Peace.